Too, yeah. I see you a lot on LinkedIn and other channels, and I don't know much about ESCO, so I'm looking forward to talking to you about it.
Sure, absolutely. So at the heart of ESCO, we are a standards organization. So we look at standards, we look at credentialing and certification for HVAC programs, as well as the individual students, the instructors, even technicians. We don't do a lot with the technician and the contractor side, but in the schools, we spend a lot of time with the programs.
So what would be a typical program?
So let's say I'm from Indiana. So a program for me would be like Ivy Tech. So all of our Ivy Tech schools in Indiana just went through HVAC Excellence Accreditation. So we would go into a program, validate that their curriculum is meeting what the industry is looking for, and then give recommendations on what things they could add, what new technologies. I know you're all about new technologies and the transitions that we're making in the industry. So we'll always recommend, hey, you need to have a program where we're talking about these new refrigerants. We have to talk about low GWP refrigerants.
So needed too.
Isn't it though? We got to talk about inverter technology because so many of our educators are like myself.
So you're training the trainers.
We are training the trainers.
Would that be like a trade school scenario? Or
so
colleges or both?
Both. So we do a lot of post-secondary and vocational. That's really the heart of what we do. And then we have the curriculum that goes along with it, because a lot of instructors. A lot of instructors like me, they're just a technician out in the field. And then they end up in a program and they get handed a key and go, hey, Tony, we're glad you're here to take over this program. We know you know HVAC, so have fun. We're going to send you a dozen students, maybe 2 dozen next semester. And then you go, oh, man, so I need to teach all of these fundamentals. I've just had HVAC Excellence look over my program and go, yep, I got good stuff. How do I teach psychrometrics? I got to get these students EPA certified, and I got to teach them.
This is what we call a plug, isn't it? Yeah.
Something
HVAC TV has some good. So we have a YouTube channel, and I'm very fortunate because I love to teach.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
It's funny. I was an account executive for many years. Sales engineer, we used to call them. They're account executives. And I sold HVAC. My favorite way to sell was to go and try to educate the engineering customers.
Absolutely.
So now I get to do that online, just in mass, at scale. So
absolutely.
It's really cool. So we've done quite a few psychometric videos at HVAC TV. So.
So tell us about some of the other things that you guys do, because it's all about educating an industry, right? So we also work on that side. We do more of like the book, the curriculum side. So Eugene Silberstein has wrote a psychrometrics book, and so we push that a lot in the schools. But it's also about, okay, you need extra resources in here. Say we want to watch a video on this component of it. Hey, we've got partners that help work on this. Or hey, someone else has got a piece of this curriculum that you need to supplement your program with. Because we don't say, hey, you need to do this. We say, you need to be teaching these fundamentals and principles. What are you using for your resources?
So going back to COVID, was kind of when we started doing the online thing, right? So everybody was like scrambling. How do we get in front of our customers? Yada, yada, yada. I had a little bit of Zoom experience, which was brand new to most people. I had used it before. So I was volunteered to help do presentations to engineers, and we would get like a couple hundred people in there. And I'm thinking, this is a great way to reach people.
Absolutely.
And I think it'll stick around after the fact.
I think it's part of our future.
Absolutely. And we started doing stuff online on LinkedIn and YouTube. And at first I was like, who's going to watch psychometrics on a YouTube channel? Right? Or TikTok for that. I mean, who would imagine that? But, we found there is a big need for training on there.
Yeah, absolutely.
So our tagline for the podcast and the YouTube channel is to educate and empower the HVAC community.
Love it.
And one of our core values is working together, we're stronger.
Yes.
So, and we truly believe that. I personally truly believe that.
100%.
Because I'm at the point in my life now, I'm 52. I don't want to do everything all alone. So I want to call you when I got a problem, or Don Gillis or one of the other experts saying, man, teach me on this stuff.
I need to know this. I know these things, but this, I need the industry professional.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think there's a big, deficit of training in our industry. I just really agree. And it used to be the old school refrigeration guy. He came up as an apprentice, and he worked for many years before he was allowed to,
to get back and teach back.
So, I think we've lost a little bit of that. We don't do a lot of that on our channel. It's more of the sciences behind it. We want to get into doing more of that. I am not a tech, so I want one of our techs to come in and help do some of
fill that
stuff.
piece in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I really appreciate the engineering side of it, because for me, I was the tech that didn't get formally schooled. So I spent my career learning as I would go. And so I would go back to school. I actually never finished college. I got a lot of college credits, but it was because I would need to do something and I would go and I would learn these pieces. So I spent most of my time in the field. Well, it wasn't until I started teaching that I realized how bad that was on me. And that I had so many principles to learn. So I watch your channels a lot. I watch a lot of your content because I'm getting to see the engineering side of it. I get to see the whys of the things that I already know some of the how to encounter. But why am I encountering this? What does it look like? How did we get to this point? Those are the things that I don't always know. So having industry partners is really important for me when we start talking about education.
Absolutely.
Filling in those blanks like you're talking about.
Yeah, and I always tell our techs, look, psychometrics is boring. There's no doubt about it, right? It may not seem like it's important, but if you truly understand that and spend a couple days understanding the basics, and I teach like this. Here's what you need to know. Don't worry about the rest of the stuff. You know, you can learn a lot more than what I teach, and there's a lot of people know more than me, but I just want them to know the fundamental difference between relative humidity, dew point. You know, it's so super important when you're in a hospital and it's 68 degrees and he wants it 50% RH. You're not going to get that.
What does it mean? You know, what does it look like?
So we try to empower our guys too.
I love that. So I've seen you progressing you're really getting into short form video stuff now. You're really starting to make a presence in the industry. What do you see? What do you see for the education that you're doing?
Yeah, I see a 3-second world. People have like a 3-second attention span.
We talk about that a lot.
So we're really focused on, you know, what does the first 3 seconds look like?
Yeah.
The hook.
Yeah.
You know, did you know? Have you ever seen?
Yeah.
Have you ever?
Exactly.
You know, can you believe whatever that is? And then try to do a short. So our short form is purely there to, you know, to educate too, but also to, hey, if you want to learn more, come join us at the Engineers HVAC podcast.
It's the lead in for the full.
It's the lead in, and it's you know, when you're interrupting someone's feed, they're not going to sit there and probably watch, you know, a 20-minute video.
I know.
You know, and especially the young guys. I told my son, I was like, Mason, you know, you could put a 10-minute video on TikTok, and he goes, who would watch a 10-minute video?
I'm the same way.
So the short form's a great way to get your name out there. And our whole strategy online is to build brand and stay top of mind.
Oh, absolutely.
That's what we want to do.
Makes sense.
Remind people, because they got, you know, our customers got 40 people calling on them that got products, so it's hard for them to remember.
Sure. Do you work with the contractors much in that realm?
So I don't personally. Our account executives do.
Okay.
I spent my career up until 3 years ago calling on mechanical contractors and engineers primarily. Some owners, but mostly contractors and engineers.
Yeah. All right. Very cool. So I know you like technology. I love technology. Yeah. What's the most interesting thing you found here at AHR this year?
I haven't seen a lot of stuff because I've been seeing all of our guys.
Right. Commitments.
Somebody showed me, Matt Waxer showed me Fieldpiece has a Schrader valve remover with a sight glass in it.
Oh, I go look at that.
Yeah, that sounds pretty interesting. Again, I'm not a tech, so when I hear something like that, I'm like, ooh, I got to go learn about that.
Yeah, me too. I'll have to go check that out.
I'm sure there's a lot more here that's impressive, but I haven't seen a lot of it.
I found some solar heat pumps I got to go take a look at after this. Yeah, that's one of my emerging technology things that I want to spend more time focusing on, because we have some small unitary heat pumps, ductless systems that are that use solar as assistant, but I've also seen some commercial products over here with solar connected.
It's getting popular.
It is. Yeah, it's one of those pieces. We always talk about our industry. You know, how big is our industry? Well, our industry is as big as the world, because as the world changes, our industry is moving right along with it. So we have so many components to learn and be educated on.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Love it. Good stuff, Tony.
Thank you so much
for
your time.
Glad you came to see us.
It's nice to finally meet you.
Absolutely. So, we've been conversing back and forth, and it's like, we're going to be at HR. It's like, I got to go see Tony. So
it's amazing. Another thing about online I've learned is, like, we've done a few things with Don Gillis, and I've never met him in person, but I feel like I know the guy. You know what I mean? It's
same
way.
I feel like I really do.
It's just crazy.
I had that conversation with Ty. Ty Brandeman just came on full board with us last week. And I was like, Ty, do you ever have the struggle where you think you get to know somebody, but then when you actually are out looking for them, you don't know what they look like because you only know them from here up? Yeah. He said, yes, I know that feeling very well. So I kind of feel that way. It's like,
I get that quite a bit.
I know, I'm pretty sure who I'm looking for, but if I go like this, I'll probably recognize
you. Don't know the shape of a person or the height from this part.
Exactly. I love this, man. So Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
All right.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
Good to see you.